Welcome back here to Bridgewater Soccer Complex. This one is tied 1-1. Late goal scored by John Jay. A couple minutes left in the half to even this one back up. So basically starting from 0-0 and a 45-minute game if you want to look at it that way. Let's see what both these squads have as they switch ends of the field. Some clouds starting to roll back in. It got hot there for a few minutes. See what both these squads have left in the tank going forward, each playing their second game in as many days. See if they're any bit tired, slower to the ball, which team might have more in the tank, which team has a deeper bench. All questions that could be answered in the final 45 of this one. John Jay is going to break their huddle last, and we will get underway very shortly. There is a chance of rain throughout the day. Don't know if the rain clouds over the tree line there are headed this way. It's possible. We'll keep you updated. Looks like they're moving the other direction, but see if the wind shifts or anything like that. It's a bit breezy out there, but for now we are dry. Let's see if we can stay like that for 45 more minutes or if we're going to get some rain play. This ball will be start off on John Jay's offensive and quickly shot back the other way. Fought for it towards the middle section of the field. And Rossi Levin will pass it off as they try to clear. That was Metz who drew a couple of defenders, and he's holding his head as he went down. As the trainers are going to come on, we'll just take a quick break, make sure everyone's okay. All right, we are back. They went ahead and gave possession to Bridgewater, and it's quickly taken back away. Looks like everyone walked off under their own power off that injury timeout, and play will be resumed. Directing traffic and now launched downfield. Off of the head of Eugenio. And kept alive by John Jay. No one able to really gain possession yet as this ball will go out of bounds. Ball's back in play now. And knocked away by the Eagles. Working on defense as they flip sides of the field at halftime. Thrown in now by the Bloodhounds. Headed up, kick back. No one able to gain any real possession yet. Still nothing yet. Bridgewater now will take it away, and they will pass upfield in Queen's direction. Queen is in open space. See what he can do. Draws one defender, centers it up, and headed and just off the wrong side of Woodrick's head. Could have redirected in, except redirected out to the other side. So quick offensive push there for the Eagles, not quite able to capitalize. Goal kick here incoming. See if they will launch downfield or just pass it off. They will just pass it off. Ball is off the head. No one's able to really collect it yet. Parker is there. We're going to get a shot and a score! Wow, scored from about the 18-yard box, and the Eagles will draw back in front of this one. 2-1 is the score. Believe that was Eugenio who launched that one off of his boot and found the back of the net. Perfectly placed ball on the far left side of the goal. So another early goal. This one was in the 3rd minute of the second half. And now, see if Bridgewater will look to settle back in defensively, or if they will keep the pressure on. It kind of seemed like they kind of took pressure off a little bit in the first half. Or, I mean, it's possible the John Jay defense could have stepped up too. See what they elect to do here, if they try to keep the offensive pressure on, or if they look to try to just play quality defense. We'll see. John Jay will launch downfield pretty early in the possession. Headed off by Mongold. And that'll be Campbell with it now. He will have it temporarily, and he will give it away. Mongold will launch downfield off the head of Woodrick. This one now will be Parker with it now, who will come up and have to hurdle a defender. That was Rossi Levin. He came up and collected the ball. As this one will now be out of bounds. Ball is going to be thrown in and taken away by Campbell. Campbell looks for Parker. They've got some runners down there. Queen is going to be there, as this one will be came up and collected by Rossi Levin again. See what he will like to do with it now, if he will just pass it off or if he will look to launch downfield. This one will be controlled now by the Bloodhounds. See what they can do with it. They're going to have a quick turnover that they will commit, and this one will roll on out of bounds. Ball is back in play now. Parker is there for the Eagles offensively, and as he works around a defender. Oh, good box out, though, as this ball will be now out of bounds. Five minutes gone in the second half here. Still plenty of time left. Bridgewater leads 2-1 off of a very early second half goal, as Rossi Levin will just pass this one back off. Launched back downfield and poked away by Mongold. Bridgewater sideline erupted there. They wanted a foul, didn't get it. Parker's having it now, and he will have it deflected out of bounds off of his defender. Thrown in now. That's Eugenio with it. He scored the game's latest goal. Queen with it now in front of the goal, and that one will be headed off of a defender, and the momentum will be halted. Queen approaching the ball now. It has to duck under one. Brand Jimenez with it now down there, so he applies the pressure. And now Campbell will have it, and he will keep it alive. Passed it right to a Bloodhound. Parker almost came in and took advantage of that one, and Rossi Levin will have it, and he will pass it right back off. So nothing really going for either squad right now, trying to find some footing in this possession. This will be Metz with it now, as he will look upfield, dribbles it, and he will launch now downfield. right into the head of Mongold. Good box out there as Queen will have it. He will pass back. Eugenio launches downfield in the direction of Widrick. See if he can center it for Parker there. He's got Parker and he's got Queen there too. Or if he will take it himself. Tripped up a little bit. Still has control and probably kept the ball for a little too long there. Bridgewater will retain possession now as they look in the direction of Widrick. Widrick will look to shoot, holster, tries to work around a couple of defenders, unable to, and he will turn it over. John Jay will still have it now, and then they will be able to work downfield. Quick little pass, errant pass, and Campbell will be able to collect it once again. Look in Queen's direction. Queen looks around a defender, good pass. Campbell will have it. Campbell will center. Oh, and just out of the reach of Widrick, and Rozzy Levin will hop on it to keep the score at 2-1. Rozzy Levin will dump it off once again. He's been doing that a lot this game, not electing to go downfield on the goal kicks too much. As this one, both players are tripped up at the ball. Bridgewater will stay on the offensive now as they're going to get a high shot, which will go out of bounds. Rozzy Levin will look to put the ball back in play. His squad in need of a goal, trailing 1-2 here fairly early on in this period. Rozzy Levin now applied some pressure, and oh, he goes down. He got hit. See what they will elect to do. They're going to bring the training staff out for this one. I think he got hit in the lower leg. I'm not sure. Still not exactly sure what was going on. He was facing some pressure by an Eagles offensive player and then went down. See if he will be able to remain in the game. He is standing up and walking around. And looks like he will remain in the game as he will look to pass it off. So he appears to be okay for the time being. As now the Bloodhounds will launch downfield, redirected a couple of times, and Rozzy Levin will have to pick it right back up and start again. He will roll it off. And disrupted by Campbell there. Queen will look to take possession, and he will. Scored Bridgewater's first goal of the game. Also leads the squad in goals scored for the season. Hammond now on the far end of the field coming up from the defensive line. Ball is centered for Queen, not able to handle it, and that one will go out of bounds. Corner kick now. Last time the corner was kicked on this side, it resulted in a goal for the Bloodhounds. So let's see what Bridgewater can do with this one now. They're going to inbound it here. Ball is up, curving towards the goal, headed in, and scored! How about that? Both corners on this end, and that one will be Hammond coming up from the defense to score that one as Bridgewater now takes a commanding 3-1 lead in the 35-minute remaining mark in this one. They lead 3-5 off of this goal from Hammond, true freshman out of Florida. A couple quick goals in this second half from the Eagles allows them to take a 3-1 lead. Now you'd think they'd be able to settle in defensively now. See if they were able to keep the offensive pressure applied that time. That's a big difference from what they did the first goal in the game. It appeared they took the foot off the gas a little bit. Maybe it was John Jay settling in more defensively. This time they scored 2 quick ones, were able to consolidate their goal and take a 3-1 lead. 2 goals scored in the second half. As I believe we're going to get a timeout, John Jay wishes to talk things over, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, so we have lightning in the area. It was not a timeout called. It was a lightning timeout. They had to talk things over, and there was a strike within 8 miles. So that storm cloud that was moving through did avoid us, but the lightning struck within an 8-mile radius. So we'll be back in about 30 minutes, saying there's no more strikes. So stay with us, and we'll be back. Welcome back here. We have an update. We have 15 minutes on the Lightning timer. So 15 minutes from now, players will start coming back out, and then we'll hope to get started shortly after that. If there's any further updates, we'll let you know. Welcome back. The lightning delay has been lifted. Teams are going to go back to the sidelines. They're going to get warmed back up, and then we will resume play. So we're going to stay on a quick break for the time being, and we'll be back when they resume play. Block of Eagles was De Jesus. He had it taken away from him, and now Bridgewater will look to take possession for themselves. Slide tackle there will give possession back to the Bloodhounds. However, that's redirected out of bounds and will go back the way of the Eagles. Thrown in. And the Eagles will keep possession here momentarily. Fought for it again. Couple redirects. No one really able to claim possession now. Ball still in the air. Bounced around, and the Eagles look to have settled in some possession here. They're going to look the way of Campbell, who will have his pass intercepted, but he'll take it right back. Campbell moving up the field now. He has Brandon Jimenez to his left, decides to put a shot up towards the middle of the field, and that one will be collected by Rozzy Levin, and see if he will look to, just pass it off. He's been doing that most of the game. They've elected in their goal kicks to not launch downfield, as opposed to a team like the Eagles, who the majority of their goal kicks are downfield. Bridgewater will steal the ball right back. Campbell will pass it back out to Mongold, and they will try to work another offensive possession here. Going down the field now is Queen, tracking towards the ball. They will look to settle in now. See if he will look to take it himself or pass. Works around a defender, centers the ball, and it's taken away. Good defense there by John Jay, and they look to clear the ball, and they will. Bridgewater will retain possession, though, and they're going to get another run at it. Campbell with it now, so he will pass towards the middle of the field with Queen. And that one will be deflected off the foot of Baldassi. Deno with it now, looks the way of Campbell. He will slow things down a little bit. He launches downfield. Vasquez down there with it, and he tries to keep it away from a defender, and it's poked away by Metz. Welcome back here. Davio Rozzy Levin appears to be okay. As he's back up under his umpire, and he will dribble this ball back. This one's going to be passed up to Metz. Metz will work around a defender. Launches towards the middle of the field. Collected. This is Metz with it again, and he will launch downfield. Deno back with it now. And he will take control of it and tries to get it out of there. And he will. Campbell with a good play to keep it in bounds. Eugenio with it now. Back out to Mongold. And Mongold will launch. And a little too far out in front of his defender. And Queen will move towards the ball, and this one will roll out of bounds. Thrown in, Bridgewater possession, and knocked right back out of bounds. Campbell with it again, and he passed it out pretty quickly to Mongold. Mongold finds Eugenio. Hernandez with it now, and we're going to get a whistle. As we approach 30 minutes left in this one, Bridgewater leads by 3. They've scored 3 goals here pretty quickly in the second half. That's been divided up from a lightning delay. But nonetheless, the Eagles still find themselves in front 4-1. It's got to feel good for the Eagles to be able to put up this many goals in a game after being shut out for the first time all season yesterday. They had plenty of opportunities yesterday as Queen is downfield. Might be able to get a shot here. He shoots, and that's going to be just off the post. Oh, so close. Now Rozzy Levin will launch. Corner kick opportunity for the Eagles. Ball is up, working towards the goal, still up in the air, and shot, and scored again! Wow, the onslaught continues. 5-1 now is the score. They've now taken advantage of a couple corners today. That's Hammond again on the goal. 5-1 now, and the pressure is beginning to look like too much from the Bridgewater offense. Ever since the second half, they have erupted. They've scored 4 goals in less than 20 minutes of play and have been limiting John Jay to low-quality offensive possessions. So halftime adjustments must have been quality, and they take a 5-1 lead in the last. Ball goes out of bounds into the stands. And thrown in for Bridgewater, knocked around a little bit. No one able to come up with it yet. Flores came flying in for it. And possession will go to the Bloodhounds. Queen going against Clemens with it there. Queen will take advantage of one, but ever since that, they have not had a lot. And it's definitely showing now. Those statistical swings that Bridgewater leads on most is definitely showing its hand now as the Eagles are going to take a 5-1 lead as we head down to 22 minutes remaining. As Hammond is knocked around a little bit and he will go to the ground. Still trying to work out a couple things out there before we get the free kick underway. Deno will take it up, and he will look the way of Brandon Jimenez. He will look to work around the defender. Flores backs away from it, and the Bloodhounds will take possession. Oh, redirected off Hammond. Hammond's everywhere today. He's working upfield. Gives it away. Passes up, and shoved away, and that's going to be out of bounds. Possession will go to John Jay. For that ball down there. John Jay working on the far end of the field. And now back on the near side. Provenzano saves it from going out of bounds, and John Jay will look to set up an offensive possession here. Time is ticking away for them, especially considering they're down by 4, and that one got away from Raz 11. Thrown in by Bridgewater. And Bridgewater will keep possession here. And let's see what they can do with it. Oh. Hammond will have it. And let's see what he can do. He passes it to the far end of the field, working inside now. Is Sandoval. This ball was back in play, and Hammond will have it now. And back to Kowalski. Brand Jimenez with it, and he will try to work around a couple of defenders. Oh, trips over the ball, which will allow John Jay to take over temporarily, but they weren't able to get anything going, and Bridgewater will look to push once again, launching downfield, and deflected off by Raz 11. Flores will have it again. And let's see what Sandoval can do with it now. He center shoots and just saved. Working around defenders and finally taken away. Another good look offensively for the Eagles there. They almost got another one now. John Jay's pushing downfield. Passed around, winds up to shoot, and that's going to be high and wide. Score remains the same, 5-1 as we approach 13 minutes remaining. So we get a couple subs coming onto the field. as the crowd is applauding the efforts from their Eagles today. 5-1 is the lead. Just over 13 minutes remaining. Kowalski will dump it off to Deno as the Eagles look to clear it once again. They've had pretty good success clearing today. John Jay has not had a lot of opportunities. And then Bridgewater's, even the opportunities that they've had, Bridgewater's been able to clear out the ball fairly successfully to limit the opportunities as this ball sails out of bounds. Ball remains fought for. As we now have another sub, Leo Vasquez will step out, and Caleb Maliksida will step in. He got some playing time earlier, and he's back in now. So plenty of playing time going around today for the Eagles, who lead 5-1 and might have another chance here. Oh, and it looked like Ian Lindsley slipped a little bit. Don't know if that was the ball or if the grass got him. Buckles is with it now. Sandoval will look to center. Ball still in the air, and it is headed out of bounds. Another corner kick. They've had some pretty successful corner kicks today for the Eagles. Let's see if this one will be another success. Still working out some positioning for both squads before they get the okay that they can resume play. Still working through a couple things down there. Offensive effort for the whole Bridgewater squad in this second half. Scored 5 goals in the second half after going into halftime at 1-1. And the biggest difference I've seen is that they've kept the pressure up. Once they scored their opening goal,
Bridgewater, scored by number 22, Ian Lindsay.
Once they scored that opening goal, it looked like they kind of settled down, maybe got a little too comfortable. And then John Jay was able to score a goal at the very end of the first half. So then you go in halftime tied 1-1 after you feel like you dominated most of the first half. And then you end up getting a quick goal to start the second half, keep the pressure on. Then you're stalled again with the lightning delay, so then you come out hoping that you'll be able to keep the pressure up. Oh, great slide tackle there by Hammond. Let's see what the Eagles offense can do this time. Malik Sado working inside, pushed away, and pushed down to the ground. But they were still able to come out of the lightning delay. They came out swinging, scored a few more goals, and suddenly it's 6-1 with just a few minutes left, and this one approaching 7 minutes to go. So it seems like a formality at this point, just letting this one finish out. As we are going to get a free kick here. For Malexida. At least he's the one standing right next to the ball. Takes a couple steps off. And he will step towards the goal. Shoots, and just wide. Ball. All right, we are going to hope to finish this last 5 minutes off. Players appear to be okay after the injury. And we are back in play. Downfield for the Bloodhounds. Deno doing well to keep it out of threat of score. And a really good job keeping that in play for as long as possible. Possession won by the Eagles, and now launching downfield. Sandoval tracking towards the ball, and just knocked out. Throw in incoming for Bridgewater. And redirected downfield in favor of the Bloodhounds. That was Hardigan down there looking for it. Bridgewater's done a great job of limiting Josh Clements tonight, or this afternoon. He has 5 goals on the year and has not been much of a factor today. So Bridgewater defensive effort has to feel proud of that, limiting their statistical leader. Ball is in play here. I believe that's Bynum who will be down there to knock that one out of bounds, as we're have about 3.5 minutes to go in this one. This ball is into next week. Deno will look downfield, and this one will go out of bounds. Bridgewater is off during the week this week, but they look to take a 3-1 record into their game when they host William Peace here next Saturday at 4 p.m. Broadcasted on Flo College. And on the other side, John Jay. John Jay will fall to 1-4. And they will take on Sarah Lawrence also next Saturday. So weekday off for John Jay. They will take on Sarah Lawrence at home. Saturday the 13th at 12 p.m. Bridgewater will take this one with a score of 6-1. So we ran through what was happening for both these squads going forward. Look at some wrap-up stats, and that was all. That will be all we have for today. Obviously, final score of 6-1. Bridgewater led 2 assists to 1. Bridgewater had 33 shots to John Jay's 9. That was a tale of the game. Plenty of opportunities for the Eagles. Shots on goal was about the same disparity, 18-4. Bridgewater had 9 corners to John Jay's 4. But what kept them in the game, at least going into halftime and for the early happenings of the second half, was the 1 goal that they scored off their 1 corner kick. John Jay had 3 yellow cards to Bridgewater's 1. Bridgewater had 13 fouls, which led John Jay's 10. Bridgewater was offside 7 times, John Jay twice. That's for the team stats. Individual leaders. Goal scorers leader was Arian Hammond, who had 2. Trey Woodrick had 4 shots, as did Leo Vasquez. And Woodrick also had the lead for the shots on goal at 3. So that's all the stats. The result